Now, UK house prices are falling with more homes on the market, but there's positive news coming out of the construction industry. Britain's biggest builder said earnings climbed 20% last year. Balfour Beatty reported pre-tax profits of £319 million, boosted by the acquisition of Parsons Brinckerhoff. We can now speak live to the chief executive of Balfour Beatty, Ian Tyler. Hi, Ian.
Hi there.
You know, here at Bloomberg, we focus on net income, and on a net income basis, you did actually miss estimates, 143 versus 211 last year. An analyst said it should be in the region of 187. So how is it that pre-tax before items rose, but net income slightly missed and fell?
Well, there are a number of items that do need to go through the profit and loss account, which come below the underlying profit line. In particular, we have to put through the costs of things like the integration of Parsons Brinckerhoff into the group. As you say, the performance of the group in the year has been very strong. We've seen a 20% increase in profitability. To a large extent, that's through the acquisition of Parsons Brinckerhoff. So that acquisition has gone very well, but we have had to spend money to integrate it into the group, and that falls below the line. We're also implementing some cost efficiency measures, which are going to start to really take impact over the next couple of years. And again, the cost of the initial phases of that have been taken below the line.
Does your Parsons Brinckerhoff acquisition means that you're switching your focus just somewhat away from the UK to the US?
Our strategy has been very clear. Actually, Parsons Brinckerhoff is a global company. It does give us some very good access to the infrastructure market in America, but it also gives us access to emerging markets, to markets like India, to China, and indeed it has a very strong presence in Australia. And yes, that does take us onto a much more global platform.
Yeah, I mean, construction services, which is one of your key businesses, you do have a presence in the Middle East, I know that. Any effect of what's been happening in North Africa and the Middle East? Are you worried at all? Might that affect your operations?
We have a very small business in the Middle East. Our business is entirely in the Emirates and in the Gulf region. We've had no impact directly from the problems, particularly in North Africa. It is a small part of our business. It's an important part of our business, but no, I don't see that as being our business being fundamentally affected by the.
Talk to me about the US and the UK infrastructure market. A lot was made, of course, about the government cuts, but you've already said it's not going to affect you, is it? Because it'll shift the focus onto other aspects.
There are some quite important things happening in the market, in the infrastructure market in the UK. Sure, we are going to see one or two areas of the market fall away over the next couple of years. It is important to understand that in the comprehensive spending review, the government did ring-fence some quite important infrastructure projects, which will be important for us going forward. But equally important, we will start to see a recovery in the commercial markets over the next couple of years in the UK. But also things like power. I mean, the government is putting a lot of weight behind the development of power. Ofgem themselves say that we need to be spending something like £200 billion on power infrastructure in the next 15 years. We're looking at the first signs of that coming through probably in the early part of 2013, possibly even as early as the second half of 2012.
Problem is growth fell 0.6% in the fourth quarter. Are you worried about a recession here, or do you think we're going to skirt a recession? I mean, or was that an anomaly, the fourth quarter? What are your early thoughts?
Well, our markets are largely driven by quite specific issues. I think for us, what's important is what's happening with government, what's happening with the power sector, what's happening in the commercial property sector. And I think over the next couple of years, we're going to see those moving forward.
Got to move it there, Ian, but thank you very much for joining us today. Ian Tyler there from Balfour Beatty.